Hello guys, welcome to the Spring and Hibernate tutorial part 16. In this tutorial, we will be doing some practice activity. I'm just creating a text file to describe what we are going to do. Right click on SRC, highlight new, select other. From the window that is appearing, you should expand the general node and select the file option and click next, and the name of the file I'm giving as note.txt. I'm just creating a text file. Hit the finish button. So here we are describing what we are going to develop. So practice activity. What is the practice activity? Dependency injection with XML configuration. Dependency injection with XML configuration. Okay, this is the practice activity. And what are the development process we do have? That is, first one, define a new implementation for the fortune service. Define a new implementation for the fortune service. Define a new implementation for the fortune service. So this fortune service interface we have developed in one of our tutorials. We have been using this fortune service interface since then. So in the first development process itself, we have two subtasks. What is the first subtask? That is, when the get fortune method is called, it should return a random fortune from the array. When the get fortune method is called, it should return a random fortune from the array. That is the first subtask. And what is the second subtask? That is, our fortune service should define 3 fortunes in an array. Our fortune service should define 3 fortunes in an array. That is the second subtask. Then what is the second development process? That is, inject our new dependency into our coach implementation. Inject our new dependency into our coach implementation. That is the second development process. Inject our new dependency into our coach implementation. So then we have the last development process, that is, test our application to verify that we are retrieving random fortunes. Test our application to verify we are retrieving a random fortunes. That is the final development process. We have this three development process. So let's get the hands on the first development process. So define a new implementation for our Fortune service. Right click on package, highlight a new, select class. What is the name of the class? That is random fortune service. Random fortune service. So this implements fortune service, right? So click the add button here, and you'll be getting the list, or you'll be getting the suggestion. So here we are going to implement the fortune service. Okay, here it is, fortune service. Hit the OK. This class doesn't have any main method, so that is why I'm not checking this. I'm just clicking on finish button. Okay, so we will be getting some automatic generated stuff here. I'm removing this comment that is automatically generated by the Eclipse. So first of all, I'm going to create an array. Okay, so the first task here, create an array of strings. Create an array of strings. Okay, so how we are doing that? That is private string, that is an array, right? So what is the variable name? That is data, is equal to, within a pair of curly braces, I'm supplying the string elements. The first element, since it is of string type, we are going to enclose with it a double quote. So what is the text we are having? That is, beware of the wolves in sheep's clothing. So this seems an advice. Great. So then, by using a comma as a separator, the next element, diligence is the mother of good luck. Diligence is the mother of good luck. Okay, give the semicolon. Next and the final element, that is, the journey is the reward. The journey is the reward. Okay, and I'm closing this with a semicolon. That is important. I'm just maximizing this window. So next step is create a random number generator. Create a random number generator. In Java, we can generate a random number. How is that? Create a random number generator. How we can do that? That is by creating an object for a random class. My random is equal to new random. Okay, we are getting the red marks because we need to import this class from the specific package that is in the java.util package. So you can just import it by highlighting that, and you'll be getting the window and you can select import. Okay, this class has been imported from the util package. And next what I'm going to do is I'm defining the get fortune method here. Okay, instead of returning null, I'm developing something here. So that is to pick a random string from the array. Pick a random string from the array. So int index, I'm creating a variable of type int, and I'm using the reference of the new object we have created for random class. So here I'm going to select a method called next int. Okay, next int, what it does, that it just simply returns the next integer. For more information, you'll you'll be you can just find it in the next window itself. You can find it in the next window itself. So it just basically generates the next integer. Okay, it is not generating, it just returns the next integer. Okay, it is just returning the next integer. So here what I'm passing, data dot length. So this method accepts one int value, right? Argument as one int argument, one argument as that is int type. So data dot length. Okay, so till the end of the array, till the end of this string array, that is what we are supplying here, and ending with it a semicolon. Now we need to get this in the form of string, right? So that is why I'm declaring one string, the fortune. Okay, this is the reference variable, and here what I'm going to do is data, and which is the I'm I'm just sending index. Okay, I'm just specifying the index value, right? What is that index? In this case, so any randomly generated element, it will be like it will be supplying in the form of number here, right? So then what we are doing here, it is that we are supplying it as the index, right? So up to 0 1 2, okay, it will be returning. So if it is 0, data of 0, that is beware of the wolf in sheep's clothing, that will be the element, or that will be the value that this the fortune will be getting. Otherwise, if it is 1, okay, it will be diligence is the mother of good luck, that will be getting. Otherwise, if it is a 2, it will be getting the journey is the reward. Okay, instead of returning null, we are returning the fortune. Okay, the fortune. Save it. So here you can find that we are returning the string here for get fortune. Why? Because it is of type string. Okay, so it will randomly returning a string element. So come to the development process. We have defined a new implementation for the fortune service. Yes, we have done. And when the get fortune method is called, it should return um, a random fortune from the array. That also we have done. And the second subtask, that is our fortune service should define three fortunes in an array, right? So here we have defined three elements of type string. Okay, we have defined three fortunes. Okay, so we have finished our first development process in the practice activity. What about the second development process? Come to the node.txt, that is inject our new dependency into our coach implementation. So here what we are going to do, we are creating a new class. We are creating a new class that implements coach interface. Right click on the package, highlight new, select class. What is the name of the class? That is golf coach. Golf coach that implements coach interface. So here there is a add button, click on that, and you should choose coach and hit the OK. Here as well we don't have the main method, and we should not choose the checkbox here. Okay, leave it as it is and hit the finish button. So you'll be getting the automatic generated code from the Eclipse. The first thing what I'm going to do is I'm defining a private field. I'm defining a field. Okay, so that is private, that is of type what? That is of type fortune service. Fortune service. Okay, this is an interface, and for this private field I'm creating a variable, that is fortune service. Fortune service. Okay, now we have the Eclipse tricks, that is how we can generate the constructor using the field. Right click, you should right click here and highlight source. From the option window you should choose generate constructor using fields. Generate constructor using fields. It will automatically generating the constructor using the fields that what we have defined. So in this window you should choose fortune service, that is the field that we have, and hit the finish. Here we don't have the finish. You can just click on the generate. Okay, it will generate the constructor for us. Okay, here is the constructor that is generated by the Eclipse using the fields that we have defined in this class. Here this golf coach, okay, this is the constructor which is accepting the type as the fortune service. Okay, so to avoid the confusion I'm just making this as the fortune service. Okay, that is a reference variable of that is a reference variable that is accepting in the golf coach constructor. And I'm removing this super, we don't need that. And we can keep this or we can remove it, it doesn't matter. In this case I'm just removing it. And here fortune service is equal to the fortune service. So constructor injection is happening here. Okay, constructor injection. And for this get a daily workout and get daily fortune. So I'm removing the auto generated code here. So we are writing some code for this method. That is, I'm returning a string. Okay, I'm returning a string. What is that string? Practice your putting skills for 2 hours today. Practice your putting skills for 2 hours today. That is the string we are returning. And then for get a daily fortune, what we are returning? By using the reference variable, by using the variable that is fortune service, right? Fortune service dot, if I type dot, you'll be getting the options. Okay, which option we should choose? That is get fortune. We are calling the get fortune method. Get fortune. Okay, this is it for this golfcoach.java file. And next what we are going to do is we are going to write something in the context.xml. We are configuring something in the XML file. So here, open the application context.xml. I'm just maximizing this window. So what is the code we have to develop here? First of all, we should define the dependency. Okay, we should define the dependency. I'm just writing a comment, that is define the dependency. Define the dependency. What is the dependency? That is the bean. Okay, here is an element called bean. I'm using that element. So in the first tag itself we have the two properties. That is, first one is ID. What is the name of the ID I'm giving? That is my fortune service. My fortune service. And the second property which I'm going to give, that is class, is equal to the fully qualified name of our implementation class, that is random fortune service. How we can copy that? Go to the random fortune service, select this class name, that is random fortune service, right click, and you can choose the copy qualified name option from the window. Copy qualified name. Come to the application context.xml. Here within double quotes you should place that content whatever we have copied. So that's it for this bean. Okay, we are closing this bean here. So next bean, what is that? So next bean, that is for golf coach. Okay. So ID, what I'm giving, ID name, that is my golf coach, right? My golf coach, and the name of the class, sorry, the property class, for the property class within double quotes, I'm supplying the fully qualified class name of golf coach. So go to the golfcoach.java, highlight this class name and right click. You should choose copy qualified name. Come to the application context.xml, paste that complete path. You'll be getting the complete path of golf coach class. So here we are closing the starting tag. Okay. Then in between we are setting up the constructor injection. In this class only we have the constructor injection. Okay. So we are setting up the constructor injection. How we can do that? I'm just commenting it out initially that what we are going to do, that is set up constructor injection. Set up constructor injection. How we can do that? That is by using one tag called constructor org. So basically it is for constructor injection. For more details you can refer to the next window. So this is the element we are using for constructor injection, constructor-org, and we don't need this ending tag. By using this property name called ref. Okay, so I'm just giving the property name as ref, and within the double quote, what is that we are trying to supply here? It is my fortune service, the ID of the bean, my fortune service. Okay, that is the bean ID we are supplying. That is the bean ID we are supplying for injections. Okay, so then we are closing the bean here, and we are still getting the red mark because we need to close this element. Or we can close this by using just forward slash. So the red mark is gone, right? So we have accomplished the process, the development process, that is injecting our new dependency into our coach implementation that we have done, right? So we have finished our second development process. What about the third development process, that is test our application to verify we are retrieving random fortunes? How we can do that? So we need to create a driver class for this. Right click on package, highlight new, select class. So what is the name of the class? That is practice hello spring app. Practice hello spring app. Here we need the main method, so I'm just checking this checkbox, public static void main, hit the finish button. I'm just maximizing this and deleting the auto generated comment. So here in the driver class we have the 4 tasks, that is load the Spring configuration file, retrieve bean from Spring container, call the methods on the bean, and in the last we are closing the context. So the first one, load the Spring configuration file. Load the Spring configuration file. How we can do that? That is by creating a class for class path. Sorry, that is by creating an object, and we are supplying the configuration file. Class path XML application context. Class path XML application context. This is the name of the class, and context is the reference variable, and we are creating an object for this class. Class path XML application context. Here we are supplying the configuration file, that is application context.xml. Ending it with a semicolon, and here we are getting the red mark. We need to import this class from the specific package. You can just highlight that. You can just hover over on that error message or error symbol, and you'll be finding the options. From the options, you need to select the import, right? So here, I think I have missed something. Class path XML application context. Class path XML application context. There is a typo here. Yeah, application context. So now you'll be getting the import message. So import, okay, successfully imported this class from the appropriate package. The second task, that is retrieve the bean from the Spring container. Retrieve retrieve the bean from the Spring container. Okay, now we can do that. That is, we are just creating a reference for coach. The coach is equal to context dot get bean. Okay, this is the method we are using, context dot get bean. Context dot get bean. So here this method accepts two arguments. So first one, we are supplying it in the string format. So what is the ID? That is my golf coach. My golf coach. So here in the application context.xml, you can find this my golf coach. This is what we want. Okay. So that is why we are specifying it. The idea of that bean, that is my golf coach, my golf coach, my golf coach. The second argument, that is the interface, that is coach dot class, ending it with a semicolon. Third task, that is call the methods on the bean. Call the methods on the bean. Here is a little Eclipse trick. Type syso and press Ctrl Enter to get the full statement system.out.println. Here, by using the reference of coach, that is the coach, we are calling the methods, that is get daily workout and get daily fortune. Get daily workout and get daily fortune. The coach, get daily fortune. Save it. And one more, the last thing, that is we are closing the context, right? We are closing the context that we have used. Close the context, that is by context dot close, right? This is it. And I'm removing the white space. Save it. So time to verify, right? So time to verify our last development process, that is test our application. To verify, we are retrieving random fortunes. Right click on the practice allow spring app.java file and select run as. Okay, once again, come to the practice hello spring app. Anywhere in the file, we can right click and select run as. We should choose Java application. So what is the result we are getting here? Okay, we are getting the expected result. So the first thing, that is get a daily workout, right? Get a daily workout. For that, we are getting practice your putting skills for 2 hours a day. So this is the message we are having in the golf coach, right? This is the message we are having in the golf coach get a daily workout method. And what about this get a daily fortune? So this is the method we do have that in coach get a daily fortune, right? And the implementation class is golf coach, so it is returning the get fortune method from the random fortune service. Okay, from the random fortune service, so it will return some random string element. So that is why we are getting the journey is the reward. So we are getting the second element, right? So once again we can run this, and most probably we'll be getting the random other than the third element, that is the journey is the reward. So we can try it out. Right click run as a Java application, and we're getting the same. Why don't we try it once again? Run as Java application. So once again we are getting the journey is the reward. Once again, you can try it out. Okay, we are getting the same thing. So here in the development, there is no issue, but it is constantly returning the same element. But we cannot expect that it will always return the same. That is, the journey is the reward. Okay, it will return something other than this element. Right click here in the practice hello spring app, run as Java application. Yes, now we are getting the different message, that is beware of the wolf in the sheep's clothing. So we are getting the random message, we are getting the random string element, right? Sometime it happens like it will return the same element, but like it seems it is returning the same thing, but internally it is not returning the same, or internally it is not necessarily returning the same thing, but it is the random element that is returning. Okay, it is considered as the random element. So coming to the note that we have described, what are all the development process. Okay, and here we have finished our all three development process, right? Like first one, that is define a new implementation for the fortune service, and the subtasks, that is when the get fortune method is called, it should return a random fortune from the array. And second subtask, that is our fortune service should define three fortunes in an array. That is it for the first development process. And for the second development process, that is inject our new dependency into our coach implementation. Yes, we have done that. And the third and final development process, that is testing our application to verify that we are retrieving random fortunes. Yes, we have done that as well. Okay, this is it for this video tutorial, that is practice activity dependency injection with XML configuration. Basically, it is the constructor injection. Thank you for watching.